CBS 6 News, working for you.
Good morning. This is CBS 6 News Early Morning at 4:30.
Breaking right now, shots fired into homes and at parked cars. What police are doing to try to catch the person responsible.
And a 4-month-old baby found dead inside a home. Now the community is responding to the tragedy as investigators try to figure out what happened.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Friday, August 29th. I'm Rob Cardwell.
And I'm Reba Hollingsworth. We're going to get to breaking news in a moment, but right now let's send things over to meteorologist Carrie Rose.
Okay, thanks, Rob and Reba. And it is a good Friday morning for us. In the wake of our storm system that moved through last night, we did get, as expected, a few showers and storms that popped up in between Farmville and south of Petersburg and then tracked down into North Carolina overnight. But it's a quiet picture for us over the past hour as I tilt us back up and focus on central Virginia with mostly clear skies. High pressure is parked off to our north, and that's going to reinforce pleasant weather for today as we start the holiday weekend. Current temperatures, if you're heading out the door, range from the 50s and lower 60s to the north and into the upper 60s and lower 70s to the south. Today is still going to be seasonably hot, not quite as humid as we were yesterday, but that heat and humidity will be back and in full force tomorrow. I'll let you know in my full forecast how that will impact your holiday weekend.
All right, thank you, Carrie. Breaking news right now. The Massachusetts Air National Guard is confirming the pilot who went missing after his plane went down in Augusta County, Virginia, did not survive the crash. Investigators say the pilot was not able to inject in time. Now, we do know he was flying that F-15 to Louisiana to receive a radar system upgrade Wednesday. He reported an in-flight emergency before the crash, going down in this remote area of the George Washington National Forest, about a 2-hour drive west of Richmond.
Also breaking right now in Richmond, police are looking for the person who fired bullets into homes and parked cars. Police say they got a call for random gunfire a little after 7 last night in the 1400 block of Lakeview Avenue, about a half-mile away on Dan Street. One woman we spoke with says her home was struck twice, and one of those bullets shattered a china cabinet right there. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 780-1000. Federal corruption trial of Bob and Marie McDonald is coming to an end. Closing arguments are expected this morning. This after the government rested its case on Thursday. FBI Special Agent Catherine Weber was the last person to take the stand, testifying that of the 721 nights that the government says conspiracy took place, 90% of those times Mr. and Mrs. McDonald were together. Leaving court, Bob McDonald was surrounded by his children as he spoke about the case.
I am what I am. I'm a human being, and like every one of you, we all make, all do things that we wish we did a little differently. It's just the way life is.
Today's closing arguments are expected to last for several hours. Then jury instructions will be heard, or be read, that is. It remains unclear whether jury deliberations will begin today or will start Tuesday after Labor Day. Now, coming up at 5 o'clock, Jarita Patterson will be live outside the courthouse. She'll have more on what we can expect as the trial comes to a close.
Developing right now, a 4-month-old baby girl is found dead inside of a Richmond home. Richmond police are investigating how she died, and as CBS 6's John Burkett reports, relatives believe it was an accident.
I never met her. I never met the parents.
Crystal Richards is one of more than a dozen on Facebook that saw a family struggling to bury a tiny loved one, so she decided to interact with the family and inject funds into their funeral expense account.
She's 4-month-old. The mother is pretty young. She's 18. She didn't have any burial. My mom and dad just passed, and I went through some of the similar situations with my dad, so I know how it is when you're trying to bury a family member.
Richmond police say they were called to this Churchill apartment home off 30th Street early Saturday morning for a baby who had stopped breathing. The child's family says a family member was babysitting the infant and fell asleep by the little girl's side. Now Richmond police are investigating whether that family member rolled over the little girl, suffocating her, saying they are waiting for the medical examiner's final cause of death.
I was on Facebook and I saw that she posted a picture of it.
Chesterfield middle schooler Aaliyah Harris donated all of her school shopping money, $300, so little Mayoni Heaven Johnson could rest in peace.
I have a lot of stuff and even more stuff than I needed. I don't really need new stuff for school, so I decided to give it to them.
Paying it forward, hoping it inspires others to reach out and touch this little girl's family. A Mayoni GoFundMe page has been set up. Richards believes the expense of healing hasn't even started for the young mother and father.
I also found out that the dad, this is his second child that he lost. he lost another child last year. So counseling for both of them would probably be the appropriate thing to do.
John Burkett reporting. After the medical examiner's report is released, detectives will meet with the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office to talk about possible charges.
Friends and family gathered to say goodbye to a young man hit and killed while crossing a busy Chesterfield street. Our Melissa Hippolyte spoke to those closest to Kevin England, who say the 20-year-old's death should not just be mourned, but should also serve as a reminder to others.
Painful reminder for friends and family of Kevin England,
that as they're going through this time of a loss to them,
who gathered to honor his memory at the very spot where he lost his life.
He was a great person.
The 20-year-old was crossing Hull Street Road in Chesterfield Sunday night when he was hit by a car.
He had a good heart, and he loved everybody.
The driver was not charged, and the investigation continues.
I don't know what happened.
The young man's great aunt says the family is struggling to come to terms with England's death.
Young people don't realize, you know, the mom and dad they left behind.
She says his death should serve as a reminder to young people to be more careful.
This is a very busy street, and you know, young people think they're invincible.
We had some crazy times, like.
A painful lesson England's best friend just learned on a cool summer night in late August.
Life is way too short. You never know when someone's going to get took from you in the blink of an eye.
That was our Melissa Hippolyte reporting. The driver who hit England did stop at the scene and call 911. So far, no charges have been filed.
It is 4:36 right now. You see this? The driver of this tractor trailer that got stuck under that overpass in Henrico County is being charged with reckless driving. Police say the 18-wheeler was driving under the Keokasin Road overpass on Parham Road near Regency Square Mall on Thursday morning when it got trapped there. You see, to clear the overpass, a vehicle has to be under 11 feet 6 inches tall, and that truck was clearly just a few inches too high. Yeah, the tow truck was able to get the big rig out. Here's something that won't get too tall. You know what that is? That is a newborn armadillo, but not just anyone. Came into the world last week at the Virginia Zoo in Norfolk. It's a screaming, hairy armadillo. I'm not kidding. As he gets bigger, he'll grow long hair all over his armor and will squeal loudly whenever he's handled or feels threatened. The screaming, hairy armadillo.
Whoa.
Sounds like a punk rock band, doesn't it? Screaming, hairy armadillo.
Up next, yeah.
All right, think before you hit the send button, folks. That's what one county is trying to teach its students after a massive teen sexting ring was discovered here in Virginia. And it all starts with something that you can share with your kids.
A terrifying ride for a mother and her children. Their run-in with a fake cab driver is caught on camera. What police say he tried doing moments before this struggle.